Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dion. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, what's up my troll fam? This here is chapstick cake batter. I picked it at random. We're going to go a little backwards today. I'm going to show you what's on my face, and then I'm going to do the intro as I prime my lids, and then we'll jump into the look. Excuse me. So you saw the chapstick. I have one Fenty Brow MVP. Excuse me. The shade is deep black. I always want to say dark black. Is dark deeper than deep, or is deep darker than dark? And so I always get confused when there's a dark black and a deep black. And I had the dark black, but it was like a deep brown. And so this is the deep black. I don't know. And it looks like I'm missing pieces, but we're going to leave it because that's what we do here. On for complexion products, the Fenty primer, the Fenty foundation in 335. I set that with the Hourglass Set It Loose powder. The shade is Truly Tawny, which is translucent on me. Then I went in with, let me read it, the Isom, the Artistry palette, number 8 Structure Face Shaper palette. And we use this shade here as a contour. We use this shade as a blush. We use this shade as a cheek highlight. All of these are matte, and we use this one to set under eye, because I wanted to try this just as to structure the face and then pair it with other stuff on top of it. So what I did after that was I went into my Hourglass Elephant palette, and I used this shade here as a highlight. I was going to look and tell you what it is. That one is Metallic Strobe Powder Beaming Strobe Light. So that's the one we use as a highlight. We use this as a blush, and that is Iridescent Coral. We used this to set under eye, even though we did use the Isom powder, and this is Soft Light, and we use Dim Light and this one here to finish the face. It is a finishing powder. So that is what we've used out of here. Excuse me for that snap. Then I sprayed my face with the Fenty What It Do refreshing makeup spray thingy. Then for lower lash line and lower and upper inner rims, we used MAC's Color Excess Gel Pencil Eyeliner, and the shade is Stage 5 Clinger. So that's, everything that's on my face right now. So to the intro, thank you for being here. I appreciate you clicking on to watch this video. I'm using a quad that I have not used before, and you can see from the title what it is, and also the thumbnail what it is. I was excited when I found out it was limited edition. I found it down at the CCO. Actually, it was a CCS. It was in Maryland. The outlet store here in Delaware is called CCO, Cosmetic Company Outlet. The CCS is Company Cosmetic Store, but they're the same thing. Everything in the store is Estee Lauder brand. And I remember the first time I went eons ago, I was like, Estee Lauder is the parent company for all of these different brands? Anyway, to the intro. I do go off on tangents at times. The crazy, just doing that, just being me, sometimes going on tangents and just still keeping it in, because that's what we do here. Enjoying your channel, enjoying the videos that you do, enjoying your time on YouTube, knowing it's okay to be yourself. It's okay to just let your own personality shine through, trying not to be like anyone else. Just be yourself and loving yourself for it. The troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standards. You set the standard for yourself. Try not to feel like you need to use a certain brand or a certain tool or a certain technique. Use whatever you want to, however you want to get your makeup on in a way that you are satisfied with it. You set the standard for yourself. And so when you're seeing videos and they're like, yeah, you need to have this palette. First of all, makeup is a luxury to have. It's a want, not a need. So, you know, when people are saying you need to have this, you need to get it, question things. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, so that's the troll part. It's just rocking whatever you want to rock, because here at the Crazy Troll Nation, we're about self-acceptance and self-love, embracing your natural features, enhancing them if you want to, when you want to, but never feeling like you have to. Love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even without face paint on. I have to let you know if you're new here, I do curse sometimes in my videos because I curse sometimes, period. I try to catch myself. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So this video, this is the pouch it comes in. The brown ones are the ones that's not limited edition, and the ones that are not pinkish are not limited edition. Because I'm wondering, like, why is it different? And someone has said, oh, because they're the limited edition. I'm like, oh, I got limited edition time for it. Like 40% off at the CCS. Okay. So this is what the outside looks like, and it looks exactly like 35 Rose Topaz that I used, that you've seen me use twice, once for a member request in a live, and probably a few days before this video. This one is 01 Forbidden Pink, the same as with Rose Topaz. I don't see no pink in here. This is what the palette looks like. So someone had said their idea that they think is that they named it pink or rose because of the packaging. So we're going to do fourth quarter lid, third quarter, fourth quarter, third quarter, center, and inner. So we're going to do what we did for Month of McGrath, and we're just going to see what happens. I did notice with when I was using Rose Topaz, the shade that's very similar to this one, this just seems to be a more warm tone. This shade creased on me. These shadows, it's very creamy. It's almost like a putty like texture, or like a creamy matte texture. I do like the texture. The video, it might have aired, I don't know, a couple days ago. Look 2 with Rose Quartz Quad. I layered it over the deepest shade in the palette. Very, very, very pretty look. I was all the way there for it, but that shade did crease, and it wasn't that noticeable because I have puffiness. So when I look down, my puffiness still covers the crease, and so unless I go like this, it was not noticeable. And so I don't have an issue with mild creasing, because even now you can't see my crease because it's buried under the puff. So it doesn't really bother me unless it's just awful where it's just a huge crease line, which it wasn't. Like, I had to even be like, is that really creasing? Like, wait a minute. And I'm like, oh yeah, it is. And so even for me, I had to look for it, but it was there. And it was a smooth texture, and I'm anticipating this to function the same. And these are creamy shadows. You can see, probably not. Nope, you cannot. I can see it, but you cannot. I can see where I swiped the brush in it. This is a very creamy shadow, and that metallic, whatever it's supposed to be, that was very creamy as well. And when I applied it with a short shader brush, a dense brush, it did just glide right on. It was beautiful. And I should have known then that it was going to crease because of how creamy it was, but then I'm like, you know, I don't think about those things. And having all the puffiness and having the hooded lids, things may crease in here anyway, just because. But some shadows, I really don't have that issue, especially if I'm just putting the shimmer directly on top of the primer, because the shininess of the shadow camouflages the creasing. And I think it was because I layered it over that darker shade is what made it noticeable that it did crease. I'm going to bring this down a little bit further because I can see where my primer is. So we're going to do that, even though I do, well, that side's kind of like this too. But these are very creamy. The texture is very nice, and they're very easy to work with. So we're going to round this off because we rounded this side off. And I am enjoying these. I am going to keep Rose Topaz because I just really love that look, and it was so simple to do. So if I just want, you know, a dark shimmery look, can dark be shimmery? Then I know I can just pull that out and just, you know, throw those 3 shades on the lid, and they're going to go on, and it's going to look nice. And so this is kind of reminding me of Extreme Vermilion Dusk from Sunlit Seduction, Mothership number 11. We're going to move on from this shade, but I'm thinking I want to come back to it. I'm not sure yet because I am getting the blend started up here. And so this may be it for this shade. I'm just trying to make sure I have what I want, and I think so. So let me know down below if you have Tom Ford quads. If so, do you have the limited edition ones? Do you have the other ones? What are your thoughts on them? I know some of the previous ones were a wet to dry formula. You can use them dry or use them wet. I never wet my brush, so I've never tried it. But if you have tried it and it worked for you, let me know how those work. So now we're going to take this shade. In person, this looks darker. It does. It looks a little bit deeper. But we're going to take this one. And it's the same thing. I wish you can see it. I can see where I'm swiping my brush in it. You can see a little bit here, like this line in the middle. And it's doing the same thing for this one. And that's what tells me that these are creamy shades. This is lighter than I thought. It goes on so well. And this is not even a particularly dense brush. This is lighter. It's showing up how it's showing up for you in the pan, but in person it looks darker than that. So I'm kind of surprised that it came off this light. I like the tone of it, excuse me for smacking. And I'm thinking now that this might be more bold than this, which means we may overlap this shade, because I was trying to do a gradient, dark is the light, but it's not turning out that way. So, well, we'll see how it turns out. This will be a 2-look video, and so I'm going to try to be quick. That's why I did my face first, and I don't want it to be super long. I'm excited because today is August 15th. Tonight premieres my 5-look video with Sunlit Seduction, where I'm just like wrapping up, you know, all the looks, those 5, talking about those 5, talking about the first 4 that I did, and wrapping up thoughts and see just what's what. I'm going to go back to the brush that had that first shade on it, because this kind of overtook it when I overlapped it some. So I just want to, yeah, that's nice. I just want to put some of that depth back over here, and then we're going to see what that orangey shade looks like. I'm horrible at describing colors. I'm talking about this shade, so it's not even orange, like an orange tan. I don't know. My eye perceives color different than most, and so I really seriously don't know sometimes what color something is. I know the family, the color family, but I have trouble being how some people say, oh, this is a light coral, this is you know, a medium tone lavender. I'm just like, to me it's just all kind of like pink and red. So now we're going to take this shade. I passed all the color tests, the eye test, and so I'm not colorblind, but this is lighter than I thought it was going to be. It looks deeper in person. That's this shade. Oh my. So y'all already know the next look we're going to be doing something. Cause I want depth. I want smoke. I want a little bit of drama. And that's why I did the second look with Rose Topaz that way, and I was here for it. So we're going to probably do that with this. Probably put this on and layer it with that one and just see. But I mean, this is pretty though. I love the formula. I mean, the formula is very easy to work with, which is great. Oh man, I thought it was going to be, excuse me, be deeper than this. We're going to take a dense brush because we're going to take this shade. And I'm wondering how, in this one, they're all creamy. You can see the brush stroke in this one. And from this angle, too, you can see it in this one. And this one a little bit. But, yeah, these are very creamy. There's no kick up at all. We're going to put this right here. This whole palette, this is what I see in person. Actually, even a little deeper than this in person. But the way it's showing up, it's like, can I have more? It is a pretty look, and I hear some of you saying that. I know this is a lot of people's vibe. Monochromatic, soft, light looks, which are very pretty, and it's easy to do. I mean, the look is done. The look is done. We're gonna go back to the brush that had this shade on it. I just really thought we're only doing this to blend where those two meet. I really thought it was going to be darker than this. Damn. We're going to take this brush and we're going to go into this shade. I'm kind of wanting to do the outer corner shade, but we're going to do this one first and see what that looks like. And that's going to go on lower lash line. So we're just stabbing it to get it in the brush. Oh, I can see my eye in the mirror. Hey, how you doing? I know I'm being silly. And we're going to put this under here. I might need a different brush because now I'm swirling, because stabbing it was not picking up the color because it is a creamy texture. And I really don't like to do this because you see how it's moving my skin. I prefer to just, and it still moves this way, but at least it's just going in one direction at one time. Versus when I was doing this, it's just going everywhere. That is not showing up under there. Okay, we're going to take another brush. Wow. Okay. We're going to take, this is a little more dense, and we're going to take this dark shade right here. And we're going to put this lower lash line. And we're going to connect, even though it's not going to stay connected because my eyes tear quite often. This is applying better with this brush. I like how that's looking. Right now I'm trying to think of, excuse me if you heard my throat gurgle. I'm like a little baby, always belching and gurgling and hiccuping and whatnot. I'm trying to think of what eyeliner to use. Like, do I want to be sensible? Or do I want to put, you know, the troll flare to it? So that's what I'm trying to think of right now. We're going to use Macro Violet from MAC. So that's all the shades from this palette. We're going to use Macro Violet, which I think I've been using a lot lately. It is a purple Fluidline from MAC. Yes, I had it very tight. We're going to use one of the T03 some brushes. So we're going to put this on, and actually, I'm going to edit out. I did wash these brushes yesterday. After I put this one on this eye, we're going to edit out doing the other eye, putting on Lancome Sills Boost mascara base, and we're going to use Viva Violet MAC Stack Mascara. And so we're going to do all of that and then come back. That's done. Now we need to choose a lip. These two I have not used yet from the Sephora collection, and I'm thinking to use this one here. So I'm going to put that one away, and we'll use that for another look. This is number 27, Black Cherry. I'm excited to use this because I like dark lips. I'm going to edit the rest of this process out. This gave the look the depth that I was looking for, and so I do think it was a good choice. It adds some darkness to the look. I love this color lip. This is it for this portion of the video. You will see me in a few seconds. Let me just kind of, and this eye is tearing over here. I can feel it already. So let's just kind of do one of these real quick. You will see me in a few seconds with look number 2. We're going to start with look number 2, and this is Holiday Cocoa Chapstick. Of course, I picked it at random like I normally do. So, Fenty Brows, Fenty Primer, Fenty Foundation. We're going to just jump in. We're going to take, part of me is thinking if I take this one all over the lid and then top it with that versus this all over the lid and topping it with that. But we're going to do this because I think it'll be darker. And also I'm wondering how similar will it be to the one that we did with Rose Topaz. And so if I think it looks similar, I'll do a side by side, putting it in a picture somewhere just so you can see. And unlike the other one with Rose Topaz, we're going to start on the outer corner. This is flaky. There is no kick up in the pan, but I just felt some fall on my face. And I'm wondering if it's because it's so creamy, because sometimes stuff that's creamy, it can ball up, and that's what it felt like, because I felt not even chunks, but just, and it fell right off of my face, like it didn't stay. Wow, that was interesting. You know what I'm thinking of doing now? Is putting this on the first half of the lid and topping the whole entire lid with this. That's what I'm thinking about right now, since I started outward, inward. Let me think about that while I'm getting this on. Oh, this winged out and this side didn't. I like it though. I usually have to be intentional to wing out my shadow, so I'm surprised that I didn't do that on purpose. But now I gotta get the other side to look like this side, and I did not leave myself much room for blending. You see how this one shade, this is a more dense brush than the first look. You see how dark that got? But then just swiping lightly, it's a lot lighter. So this can be an easy one shadow look. Pack it somewhere and then tap it lightly somewhere else, and it looks like two different shades, and it's not. I'm liking that a lot. So now we have to get the wing out our shadow over here. Okay, I think we did it. So let me stay away from the edge now because I think it's the same. So that's what I'm kind of thinking now is I think I will do that. Put the lighter shade inside. And I'm liking this shape also coming inward. Whether it'll stay that way once I keep going, I don't know. But I do like that shape. And again, that was by accident. So this shadow is like balling up. Look in the pan. Like it is balling up. I just felt it like hit right here and bounce off. Okay, so I'm gonna have to swipe this shadow. I was trying to just like do this, which now is working. So I think it depends on how much is on the brush. These shapes are different. Okay, so since this is all the way up here and this one isn't, I think I got some in my eyelash. We're going to just go ahead and put some up here too, because the shapes are not the same. Now they're the same. Damn it, I was liking that. I got a little too excited there. But we are still going to do the other thing. What I want to do now is take a blending brush and start blending, but we're not. We're going to take another dense brush and we're going to go into this shade. This one did take over when we used it before. It didn't it? Because then, no, it was this one. Because then I went back and put this on the outer corner. So maybe I should have taken that one, but no. So we're in here, this shade. And we're putting that here. So that's going to go on the rest of the lid. I'm thinking I should have used this for transition. I'm tapping off, but there's nothing to tap off because it's so creamy. And I think I did that automatically because this side was bouncing off of my nose. And I am overlapping right here, and I am going to go back and blend it. But I don't know. Yeah, let's go back to the first brush. The side that had that color on there. We're going to just lightly feather in between. You see when you overlap it, like it takes over. These shadows are pigmented. I don't know if I'm surprised or not. I don't remember the other two quads that I have from Tom Ford. I think I gave one away, and I think I sold one on Macari. I think that's what I did. I like, oh, this. Let me calm down. This can be your look. This can be your look. We're going to go back to this shade, and we're going to bring that. Actually, we did bring it in, but it's looking like it's not there because of how this looks like a different color, the part where we layered it. This can be your look, y'all. This can be your look. Going back to the first brush, and we're just overlapping here and blending. This can be your look. I mean, yeah, blend up here some. Put a shadow under here and put on mascara. This can be it. This is nice. This has no shadow on it. We're going to go in small circular motions. Even though I'm thinking I need a more dense brush for that, we're going to take this brush and we're just going to go back and forth over here because I want to blend this, and because it's creamy, unlike a powder, it's not easy to move once it's there. And also because for me, the Fenty primer is a tacky primer. I did prime my eyes with the Fenty primer as usual, and so sometimes I do have problems blending because where the shadow goes is where it stays. That primer holds shadow very well. I am liking that. I'm going to keep this sharp right here. So we're not even going to blend this edge. We're going to leave that like that. Because I do want to, but I don't know how to without diminishing the color or blowing it out even further, because we did take it out pretty far. So we're just blending here. I do like how this is blending. So the key for me was not a fluffy blending brush, but a more dense, detailed brush, so I can have more control over where it's going and just making sure I'm blending where I want. And because it is more dense, it is putting a little bit more pressure on the shadow. This is way up to my brows, and that is okay. That is okay. I do want to do it here, but we're going to leave it sharp. This will be something different for me. I am liking, I'm surprised, y'all. That first look was so they're not there approachable. And this one, even though it's the same colors, it's just like, whoa. Which brush is which? This had the dark shade on there because it looks like a dark patch right here, right there. And I don't know what to do about it because, is it going away? I don't know. And when I go like this, I don't think it's noticeable, but when I go like this, I can see it. And so because of that, I'm not going to put too much time into it. And it may just be my puffiness making it look that way, I'm not sure. And so we're going to leave it like that. I don't see it at all now on this side. I see a little bit here, but then I'm wondering now if it's my lighting. I don't know. I don't know. But when I do this, I don't see it. It's only, so it's like kind of the underbelly of the puffiness. So it's, I see it here, but when I look up, it's under here. So it's not that important because it's not going to be seen unless I do one of these numbers. So, wow. We're going to, this could really be it. What are we going to do for a lower lash line? I want to, this is going to be dark. I'm looking for a brown NYX retractable eyeliner. And we're going to put this, looks like it's something under there already, isn't it? But it's not. Look at this. It's not. Maybe some foundation crept up there, but it still wouldn't look different than the rest of my skin. I don't think. I'm not going to do inner rims, even though I want to, because earlier this eye was tearing horribly. So much so, I had to wash my makeup off because it gets irritating when my eyes tear, because then sometimes as it tears, as the eyeshadow gets wet, it'll leak into my eyes. And then my eyes were itching, and because it's all connected to your nasal passages, your sinus cavities, then I start sniffing and my nose starts running, then I start sneezing. Everything is connected. All your sinuses are connected. And so it turns into this whole thing for me, and I ended up washing that off. So we're going to take that same brush that we use for blending, and we're going to take that same shade, this dark shade. This is pilling up in the pan. It is balling up in the pan. When I just tried to swirl it, it balled up in the pan. You see this shadow? Yeah, and you can see marks in all of it where the brush hit. You can see this light spot in the middle. You can see a spot here. You can clearly see this one in the metallic shade, and you can see all of this in here. Usually, other brands, when a shadow starts to look like this, it's starting to get old. My history with Natasha Denona, her cream to powder and creamy matte formula, when it starts to look like that, it's about to turn. I don't know how old this is. I got it at the CCS, which is usually where things go. I'm not going to say to die, because there were some MAC shadows at the CCS that I've seen at the MAC store. So I know that they're not old. Well, I don't know if those particular ones were old or not, but yeah, so I don't know. And these are just really creamy. Unfortunately, because I had to wash the other look off, I can't say if those shadows crease. But for me, it was this one in Rose Topaz that creased on me. So hopefully this one, I can keep this look on so that I can see if it's going to crease. I just felt another piece fall off and bounce off my face. Now that we have that there, we're going to just kind of blend it down a little bit. And now I'm thinking I could probably take a fluffier brush, but we're just going to keep using this one because I want to blow it down, but I want to still have control, and a fluffier brush will give me less control over where it goes, even though it's a creamy shadow, so it's only going to go down but so much. This is vampy, I like that, or goth if you want to say that, or grungy, whatever you want to say. I accept all of that. I am a mix, my aesthetic is a mix of messy grunge, goth, vamp, and punk rock, and just whatever. And swamp water, that's the other one. Mixed all together if possible. And I dig it. I'm glad we left this sharp because it looks like it's connected. I'm loving the under eye. I'm thinking now, like, what shadow do I want to put? Not shadow, what eyeliner I want to put on my Jeepers upper lash line. Okay, now we're going to go into this shade. We're going to take a big brush and we're going to start off. I'm tapping it, but there is nothing to tap off. And we're going to start in here. You see how smooth this is? And this is how the other one was. When I look back at the first look that I did, it was similar to one of the Sunlit Seduction looks that I did. Just that gradient color and how it was so monochromatic and light and ethereal. And so I'm thinking like, that's the look you want. You can get it with this quad if you can find it. And then I started thinking, like, would I keep this quad knowing I can do a similar look with Sunlit Seduction? And I thought, yes, because this is very travel friendly. And we know the motherships is heavy. I did travel with mine. And I was told I was bold for it. And I knew I was. And I did pack it very well. I did pack it very well and very carefully. And it was a road trip. So it wasn't, you know, on a plane, under the plane or anything like that. It was in a bag. That was with me personally, not even in, you know, my backpack with all of my other stuff. This eye feels like it started to tear. This might just be one of those days. I don't know if I want to take this all the way over. I think I'm going to just pull it some, but I'm not going to take it all the way out. I am digging this. It's going to be interesting to see how similar this is to the one we did yesterday. And the first look that I did with this palette, not this one, with Rose Topaz. So this is nice. I was going to say, so I don't know what I was going to say. I like this. Ooh, when I like something, y'all, ooh, this eye is tearing. That means I'm not going to be able to keep this on. We're going to take that same shade and we're going to also put this under here. The good thing with this is because it's creamy, like, there's no fallout. I mean, unless it balls up. Can you see that? It's a little bit of a difference. I would love to put a brown on my inner rims, but part of me is saying go for it since I know I'm going to have to wash this off anyway because this eye is already... oh, shit. Oh, fuck. A chunk went in my eye. And I'm just saying how there's no fallout or whatever, but it does ball up. A piece went into this eye. Fuck. And I think it's when I did this, because you see how it's pulling down my eye, and so it just went boop. It just popped in there. I got careless, because usually I am more careful, but I'm like, oh, it's a cream shadow, no fallout, let me just... and then it's like... look, this one's tearing already. You see this wetness under here? Damn it. I did not powder my face down. This is the brush we used for primer and foundation. So that is it for this palette. I am digging this look. I am digging the shape. This side looks like it's coming down further, but that is okay. So what we're going to do, this brush, we're going to just bring this down over here, because this side is further down here. So just to make it look a little more even. Not trying too hard though. So that we're going to leave that. What color eyeliner do we want to use for our upper lash line? Y'all know I want to be funky. Oh damn, I want to be funky, y'all. I want to use Contemplative State, but we're not. We're going to use this shade. This is Slate, because it shows up as like a dark blue / black. Did we use, I think we used that for the other look. This is tearing. Let me hurry up. So I'm going to put this on, and because I'm having a teary eye day, I'm not even going to do mascara. I'm not even going to finish the face, because it also gets itchy when it tears, and the part that starts to dry, because it makes my skin feel cracked. Sort of like when your sweat dries, because your sweat has salt in it, it starts to feel dry and it may crack depending on where the sweating occurs. It's the same way with my tears. When my eyes tear upward and into my inner crease area, when it starts to dry, my lid, that part of the lid, starts to feel very itchy, and it's very uncomfortable. And I feel miserable when my eyes don't feel right, or my lids don't feel right. We're going to leave that there because I'm having issues with it. So we're just going to finish this really quick. And I just realized for the previous look, I did edit this part out. So we're going to edit out the rest of this part. So I have one lip left to use, which is this one. So we're just going to put this on. Yeah, we're not going to do, excuse me if you heard that gurgle in my throat. My system is quiet all day. I said to do a video and it's like hiccup, gurgle, belch. Number 26, Pretty Auburn. So we're going to put this on. Do we want to tap that shadow over it like we did with Rose Topaz? I'm going to edit out the rest of this process. That is the lip. I'm loving it. This eye, y'all, it is... Is it dry enough? We're going to tap this on top. So let me just... It would just happen I pick up the same brush that I used for the one the other day. So we're going to go in here. I do have fallout. Let me just grab a fluffy brush. Not that it matters, and I don't think you can see it from where chunks were falling on my face. I don't think you can see it. And if I did finish my face, it really would not be noticeable, but we're not going to finish the face. So we're picking up this shadow. And she cute. She cute. She cute. So that is going to be it for this look. And so I'm going to just scrape some more primer and concealer off the palette. I'm starting to sweat. And that's why this part of my face was turning red, and I don't want it to be distracting from the eye look. I think the liner was a good choice. You can tell it's not black, but it's not like bam bold like Contemplative State or Cultura, that other bright orangey yellow. Oop! See what I'm saying? Girl, troll. Excuse me. So we're just going to leave this like this. And this will be it for this video. Let me know what you think about the first look. Oh my gosh. Let me know what you think of this look. Super friggin' easy. And even tapping this over the lip. I'm digging it. I'm feeling it. Me and Tom, we cool. We cool like that. So I'm going to go. Thank you for being here. There's a lot of information down below. There's a thing to click if you want to join, but if you click it, it'll just show you the perks. And then there's something else you have to click if you actually do want to join. So if the perks are worth it to you, I would love to have you become an official part of the Crazy Troll Nation fam. It just further supports my channel. You being here, just watching me, commenting, liking, sharing, that supports my channel too, and I really appreciate that. So I'm okay that you're here. If you want to do a little bit more though, that option's available, and also there's thanks or super thanks or whatever it's called. Yeah, and a lot of information down below, and that'll be it. Thank you so much for being here. If you have either one of these quads, this one, which is Forbidden Pink, or Rose Quartz, I want to say Rose Quartz and it's not, Rose Topaz, let me know what you think of either one of these if you have them, or if you have other Tom Ford quads, let me know what you think of those two. And me talking is me struggling trying to open it. This is Rose Topaz. This is Forbidden Pink. I don't know. I don't know about the names. But these two shades, this is what I wanted to show you. They look very similar. This one here in Rose Topaz is a little more cool, a little more silver. This one here in Forbidden Pink seems to be a little more bronzy, or to have a bronze undertone. But I was curious of what they would look like topped over the deepest shade in each palette, even though the deepest shades are different. This is a burgundy red or something. This is a smoke gray or something or other. But I was really curious because they're not that different. The undertone is a little different, but this is what we got. I am digging it. I'm feeling it. Super easy. Oh, I got you, Henry. That's right. I'm the boss in this house. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I forgot y'all were here. That thing, and when I do videos, it's just okay. Yeah, we're gonna go. If you're laughing with me, thumbs up, because that was just a whole different type of situation. Welcome to the Crazy Troll Nation. If this is your first time here, yeah, this is how we roll here. We just do stuff and we keep it in because that's real life. Y'all know y'all be trying to catch them gnats and stuff. Anyway, thank you for being here. Let me know what you think of these two looks and the previous video with Rose Topaz. And if you have any of the other Tom Ford quads, let me know that too. Which ones you have, which ones are your favorites. If you don't have any, if you tried them, you didn't like them, you know, whatever your comment is, let me know. I look forward to hearing from you. And thank you for being here. As always, self-acceptance, self-love, that is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you, and you will see me soon.